Hello, everyone. I believe I am live and with 1 second to spare in all the places. Thank you very much if you're here as a replay viewer, and thank you very much if you're here viewing this live. I have a doozy of a presentation today. I had so much fun putting this together for you guys. I would call this a link bonanza, is all I got to say. I'm going to be presenting today, in case you're wondering why you're here, your questions answered. Now, I want you to notice at the top of this, you do see the top of my browser bar, and that's because I'm going to be clicking through to almost all of the links in the presentation so that you can see exactly what I'm talking about and where to find them. And so this presentation in particular is something that you might want to watch, and then when you have the slide deck, you should go and find those places and maybe bookmark them or make a comment or like something in it or take something in there and make it an actionable task for you, because this is a very practical presentation today, and I'm really excited to get started. So let's just get right into it, as they say. And what we're going to do is we're going to first sort questions that social media managers tend to ask or are currently asking inside the community. And first we're going to sort it by social media platform. And then at the end of the presentation, which to my mind is like, I'm sorry, I saved the best stuff for the end, are the things that have to do with building your business. There are things inside the community that even I didn't know about, and that's saying a lot because I'm in there all the time and I'm clicking all the things. So I'm super excited to present all this to you today. But first, let's sort the questions by platform and go through them. So of course, we always have to start with Facebook. So this particular set of links are things that are quick links for you. For example, everything inside the Social Media Pulse community is tagged. So this link right here, I'll just show you where it goes. It goes straight into the community for every conversation that's been tagged with Facebook, right? So everything that's been tagged by Facebook. So you can just go and binge on the Facebook things if that's something that interests you, right? So that's a link in there for you. Also, I have the Facebook Academy course, and if you haven't taken the Academy course, again, this is free stuff for you guys, and you can read all about everything in here. You can open it up and see all the tutorials in here, and you get a little badge when you complete it. So I think it's very cool. So this is something that I linked up here for you for a quick link, right? And then if you don't know where the Facebook page is for Social Media Pulse, it's right there. And then of course, Social Media Manager School is now Pulse Academy, and that's the group inside of Facebook, and that's where you'll find all of that. So those are the essential links for Facebook, but let's get into the questions now. So these are questions that are currently happening inside the community that are really beyond your basic kind of questions. So this first one is, does anyone know what a business admin is on Facebook? So we all know what a page admin is, but what's a business admin, right? So that question is answered straight in here, and I'll just show you how it looks. You just click on the link and it goes into the community. Hi, Rachel. Rachel is like the queen of questions, and I love when she asks questions because it really pulls out some good information. So there is a lot of information in here from some amazing people who know their stuff with all the answers. Look at this. This is like a mini training session in here. So I think something like that is answered inside the community. So when I'm telling you guys to move from the Facebook group to the community, it's because of the quality of the answers. It's way beyond me, you guys. It's all these amazing people answering all the questions. So here's the big question a lot of people are asking about on Facebook. And if you have clients on Facebook, you know what a bother this is. Because if you're managing many clients, you have many pages who have moved to what we call the new page experience. And we have some pages that haven't moved there yet, but they're moving almost all of them over just in the last few weeks. But still, it might be a mixed bag, and it's super confusing to new people into that new page experience, and it totally rewires your brain and how to use Facebook, right? Because everything is different now. So if you really need some information about that, you just click into that and you'll see Deb's impression of the new page experience. And I tell you what, it is challenging to say the least. But that's sort of the way it is right now inside of Facebook. So if you need some support with that, I think that would be a really good place to start. I'm going to close up all these tabs because you know what my rule is about tabs, right? My rule is if it's more than 5, it's using up too much of your brain space. You need to close them down. All right, so where are we? So this is a question that gets asked all the time, even after all these years. Literally for 10 years, this question has been asked. What are the current rules for Facebook contests? So this is important because it's not just the Facebook rules, and that's what's super important about this, is that there are business rules too. So here are the rules, all these rules, are right there. But here's the thing. There are some places where if you wanted to offer, like Justine did here, tickets to a game, there are some companies that will disallow you for doing that. So, and it turned into a huge mess for her. So, but they got it all cleared up. But if you want to see some of the legal pitfalls you can have with running a Facebook contest, even if you follow all the Facebook rules, then you definitely need to go in and check this link out because, it's a complicated thing. And also, a lot of people don't realize that there are state rules and city rules, especially if you're doing local contests for local businesses. So really important to dive into that if that's an important part of the strategy for your social media business. And then I think probably one of the fastest growing questions on Facebook is how can I fix a hacked Facebook account? Or my Facebook account got hacked. Facebook shut down my account overnight with no warning, those things. So definitely, this is a quick link to get that fixed, get that started to get fixed. But if you're interested in diving into the entire conversation about it, here's a fantastic conversation with some amazing people and links to get that Facebook account put back together. So that was a quick run through the Facebook questions. And I'm just going to stop for a second and check the comments and see if anybody has anything to say about it. And oh yes, and thank you, Ruth. Go ahead, and the slides are there. If you're in the community, you can go in there. And thank you so much for being here, Ruth. It's so nice to see your face in here. I super appreciate it. And then also, I'm just going to put this up for a second because, I know how to click buttons. So I'm going to leave this up for just a little bit, but it does kind of drive me a little nuts to have the ticker down there going while I'm talking. But I do think it's important that people know that the conversation is in the community. Of course, we'll answer questions in the Facebook page or in LinkedIn. And hi, if you're looking in from LinkedIn, or for even our YouTube channel. So I'm really appreciative of any comments that you make. It makes this all worth it. All right, so I'm going to let that go by one more time, and then I'm going to close that one up because, my brain can only hold so many moving objects. All right, back to this. Now, let's go into Instagram. So here are your quick resource links. Everything tagged with Instagram inside the community is right here. So if you're really needing a deep dive and a refresh on all things Instagram, here is a great thing. Here's some great things that we're talking about inside the community. There is so much in here. I'm going to go into some of these because, you think, oh, this is just a single link. No, it's like one of those places where you go where the mirrors are all set up. You click a link and then there's like 100 new links underneath it, which is awesome. So, for example, we're going to talk about this, but Mission Control Master Training List. Yes, for reals. I'm going to click this in a minute, but I know Deb is very excited about that one, but I'll show you that in a minute. So anything tagged with Instagram, the community, there's your quick link. We have a Instagram community, Instagram coming soon, maybe there's an account we're thinking about opening, so we'll link that up as soon as we have it. Now, this is the Instagram Academy course. So this is, if you'll remember back to Social Media Manager School, we had a whole section on Instagram. So this is where you go to get that. And it's just like Facebook. It has all the things, has all the tutorials, any question that you have here, all the things that you can do. And I do have to mention study groups. So if you need to be with other people studying Instagram so that you can just like have a little back and forth about it, that's where you would go for it. So that's how you get to it from the Instagram Academy course. Now, back to this. This is Mission Control. I don't know if you guys realized, but last month we did this amazing Camp Space Friend all on Instagram Reels. And we had some of the most incredible people with Instagram contribute all this amazing information. And this is what's called a mission control post, which is just brilliant to my mind. And what's on this mission control is all the things, all the panels, all the articles, all the secrets, all the get started, the tutorials, how to batch, how to market your social media business with Instagram Reels. I mean, like there's like so much in here. This is like a freaking awesome space for you guys. So again, I link that up on this Instagram resource tab. Now let's talk about questions, current questions about Instagram. I love this question. What's the best way to get hold of Instagram? You know, forever we've had, what's the best way to get hold of Facebook? What's Instagram, YouTube, whatever. And it turns out that currently the best way to get a hold of Instagram is actually to reach out to Facebook support, which is kind of funny if you have a history of trying to reach Facebook support. But now that Facebook support is easier, then, you know, this is the best way to get over it. So I'm not going to click over to that link because I don't want to spend my entire time here clicking all the links. You get to click all the links. But another question is, a lot of people just run out of ideas for Instagram Reels. And so we have a complete post here with all the examples of Instagram Reels to market their social media business, right? So I am going to click over. It's just too hard not to because there's so many good things. So there are so many good things. It's called an idea bank. And there's lots and lots of examples down in here. And you can go through and see other people doing their thing to promote their business. Talk about a great resource. I mean, if you're stuck for ideas, there's a lot that can be done here. So just wanted to make sure you saw that one. Okay, and this is a question that gets asked a lot too, and that's what do you use to make Instagram Reels? And honestly, the platforms are making this easier and easier. In terms of like short form video, it's getting easier and easier. So even YouTube has this, you know, thing where you can take clips out of a video and turn it into a short form, a short, right? So they all are beginning to build in these tools to create something out of something else. So, but right now there's a whole list of really cool tools that you can do. All right, and then the last question here is something that's come up recently because it's a new feature on Instagram, and that is, what are Instagram subscriptions? So in my particular feed on Instagram, it's basically 90% people announcing subscriptions for their account. Literally, it is jam-packed with people doing this. Very few just like normal notifications on Instagram for my account. Other people aren't seeing this at all because the people that they follow are not opening up subscriptions for their audience, right? But it's super cool. And the interesting thing is that you can create Instagram content and offer benefits. You can have subscriber lives, subscriber stories, subscriber badges, which is really cool. You get a little purple crown. I've always wanted a purple crown. They go with my purple shirt. You can do subscriber posts, subscriber reels, group chats, and broadcast chats, which honestly, I don't even know what that is, but that's cool. And those are things you do with Instagram subscriptions. So if you have a client that's really big on Instagram, this is something you need to dive into. And so we have some resources for you right here. All right. So those are the Instagram questions. I'm going to pause for a second and see if there are any questions about Instagram from anyone. And if you're watching this as a replay, you can always put your question in the thing. So Ruth says she doesn't see announcements about subscriptions on her Instagram. Literally, I should take a screenshot of my notifications, and I'll just like pull it up right now and tell you. It's like so funny to me that because this is all I see on my notifications. So I open my phone now, I get all sorts of notifications here. Hang on a second. So my notifications, Genevieve Gorder is now offering subscriptions. Reels is now offering subscriptions. Fox Journey Sanctuaries. I mean, like literally, it's just like nonstop offering subscriptions for the people I follow. So maybe I just follow a lot of weird people. I don't know, but Sacred Elements, Spike, Super, all these. I am 11, whoever that is. Shatoya Sierra. Literally, it's just like nonstop in my notifications. So I have not joined anybody yet, but I kind of need to because I think my client would like to open this up. So there we go. If you want to look into Instagram subscriptions, then go over to this link and put a question in there and we can work on it, okay? So I think that would be a lot of fun. All right, next up, Twitter, my favorite social site. And no, I'm not leaving Twitter if Elon, actually, he just bought it. So yeah, I'm sticking around. I love Twitter. I think it's going to be fine. But that's my own opinion there. Everything tagged with Twitter in the community is right here. For a quick thing to get into, we have a Twitter account. So it would be super nice if you would go over there and like the Social Media Pulse community Twitter account. Actually, that Twitter account is really rocking because Christine does a super good job over there of all the things. So definitely. And if you notice, there's also a newsletter inside of Twitter. And if you don't know what that is, that's a review. And it's a built-in newsletter program inside of Twitter. And so here we go right here. And I'd love to double this by the end of the week. At least 22, 25 subscribers would be a really nice little start there. So anyway, that's a really good place if you're hanging out on Twitter. Please try and go over there and like all the things and communicate with us that way. So back to the question, the resources. And then of course we have the Twitter Academy course, which you can see all the tutorials. And then there is a Twitter community experiment. So here's the thing. Twitter has a feature called communities. And so I opened up a community just to kind of test it out. And you are welcome to join us over there. If you are on Twitter, then it's called Business Strategy Mastermind. And that is one of my communities. And you are welcome to join it. And all you need to do is, that's the community link right there. And then when you view this, you join, and then you'll join us, and we're testing it out. And what it does is it creates its own feed, its own sort of search results based on, and you can talk to just the people inside the community. This way you can tweet inside the community. It's sort of like a circle on Twitter too, but it is a community. So let's go ahead and build that up too. So what are the questions about Twitter, right? So Twitter is pretty straightforward. Just old school Twitter is pretty straightforward. But now they have spaces, communities, Twitter Blue, circles, and I have no idea if Elon's going to keep all these things or not. But I put some quick links for you. These all go to Twitter's own help section. So if you don't know what Twitter spaces are, or if you should use them, then go read about it and see if this is a good fit for you and your clients. Join my community and test it out. See if you think that this is something you want to use for your clients. Do you need to spend money for Twitter Blue? And then also, what are Twitter circles? Twitter circles are fairly new. It's sort of like, think group chat. It's a small, or your friends, your what's the term on Instagram that's your friends, your close friends? I figured I'd find it. So close friends, it's sort of like that. That's what Twitter Circles is all about. So are there any questions about Twitter? I know a lot of people don't necessarily use Twitter. I'm still a big fan. I still think it's a good use for certain things. I still think it's valuable to put inside a strategy and just to get the traffic to go wherever you want it to go. So I think that's a really good thing. All right, we're moving on to YouTube. And again, YouTube is, again, one of my favorite social places, and it is a social site. I am in there commenting and sharing and liking and watching all the things on YouTube. So it's definitely a social space along with being a search portal. So everything that's tagged with YouTube is right there in the community. We have a YouTube channel, and there's some major changes in the works for the Pulse Academy and the Social Media Pulse Community YouTube channel. So stay tuned for that. But you can go ahead and subscribe over there. But we'll be filling that in soon. And then of course here's the YouTube Academy course. And if you click on that, again, you go to all the things that we have inside of YouTube. So many things. So you can go and look at all of that. All right, on to the questions about YouTube. Should I include YouTube in the social mix? This goes straight to the community that talks about it. And it goes actually to a recent office hour I did with Anita Wong. And we went into great detail about why a YouTube channel is a really good thing for a social media manager and businesses. And so if you really need some understanding around why this is still important, you can go and watch that office hour. And then how can you get the news about YouTube? Because YouTube changes and adds on features just as much as any other social platform. And I'd like to recommend Nick's YouTube channel. He has a news playlist, and he does just the news about YouTube, and it's like 5 minutes long, and it's like the best, clearest understanding of the new features over on YouTube. It's highly recommended. You can subscribe there. And then how can you learn more about YouTube? Well, there's the link again. I put it out as a long link so you could see that the Academy courses start with academy.socialmediapulse.community so that you will know how that works. All right, we're on to LinkedIn, but I'm checking here to see if there are any questions about YouTube or the Twitter or Facebook or any of the things before I go on. All right, let's do this because I'm really excited about the business one. So I need to get through the social platform so I can get to the business things because I think that's where all the gold is. All right, so LinkedIn, everything tagged with LinkedIn is right here inside the community. The link, I don't know if you realize this, but we have a company page on LinkedIn, and I would like it very much if you would go and you would follow Social Media Pulse on LinkedIn. And guess what? I'm playing there live right now, and that's where it shows up on the company pages in the banner, which I didn't know, which is super awesome. Ruth, did you know that? Because that's like super cool. I'm going to close it up in case we have some sort of feedback. But that's the company page. I would like very much if you go and follow us, and especially if you spend a lot of time on LinkedIn, it might be an easier way for you to get all of the content that we're putting out from Social Media Pulse. And Social Media Pulse has a newsletter. Just like Twitter had a newsletter, we have one on LinkedIn. So again, if this is something that's interesting to you and you're thinking about opening this up for a client, this would be a good way to go and look at it. It's called Social Media Pulse Beat, and there's 12 editions in there already, and you can go and open these up and go straight to the newsletter. I think it's just really well done, you guys. So give it a shot right there. Then, of course, the LinkedIn Academy course. And then I'm going to tease something that's happening in November. Remember when I talked about mission control and all those things that we did last month for Instagram? Well, we're doing it for LinkedIn in November, and everyone on the team is very excited about this because we feel like we have a lot to offer and to show you on that. So, questions about LinkedIn. What are the big questions? So, LinkedIn is still important for you as a social media manager, I believe, but also it's good for your clients. But there is a particular strategy that's being used over on LinkedIn, and it's using voice messages. And your clients might be coming to you and ask if this is a really good way to do things. And so Christine had a very good experience with it. And then, there are some other experiences that people could have with this. So I think it's really, really good to understand how it works and see if it's appropriate for you to use. So does that work as a LinkedIn strategy? And then here is the information about LinkedIn newsletters. This is LinkedIn's own help section that you can go through and take like as a mini tutorial to see how it works. What to do to get good LinkedIn support? Again, that question is asked for every social site ever. And so Rachel has something that came up, and she was trying to understand if this is a good thing again. And so everyone jumped in to help her out. And that's what you can do too whenever you have a question about any of the things. Now, what is creator mode? Now, creator mode on LinkedIn is a very interesting mode for your personal account. And it comes with some really nice kind of perks. And so if you think this is something that it would be better for your personal account to be in creator mode and maybe not worry about a business page, or if you're thinking which one is better for a client, that's where to go to get all the information. And then come in the community and ask. I mean, we can help you sort that stuff out. And then this link right here are all the basics of LinkedIn for business. Now, let me just show you where this goes, because inside the community is this wonderful post by Louise about the basics of LinkedIn for business. And it's a wonderful video that lays the groundwork that'll help you understand if this is something you want to do. And it talks about in-mail etiquette, which some people just really do not know how to use. And so all of that is in there, and I hope you go and take a look at that to answer any questions that you have. All right. If there are any LinkedIn questions, great. And so Ruth didn't know something. What was it you didn't know? I would love to know what you didn't know there, because it's really exciting, all the things that are available on social media these days. There are so many features on all the different platforms. So Ruth, tell me what, no, you didn't know what? That would be great. All right, as Ruth is putting that in, I'm going to move on to the business questions. Yay, I'm super excited about this. So I'm going to answer your question here. Didn't know live video was in the cover. Right, like super interesting, right? I didn't know that. And honestly, it might be different on mobile, and I don't know. It's always a surprise sometimes. So I want to talk about this business section now for a minute. I truly, confession time, thought I knew all the things inside of the community. I did not know everything inside. And so I want to go through a few of these with you and show you some of the amazing things that you have available to you and that can answer your questions, all the questions. And it doesn't even matter you might have 10 questions about running your business and you just don't know who to ask. And maybe you're considering starting a small agency, but you don't know what to do. Or maybe you've been having a really tough time with your business and you think maybe it's time to get a job and not be an entrepreneur. There are support questions answered in here left and right. So I just want to show you a little bit about all the things. So again, everything tagged inside the community with business building is in here. And if you click on this, you'll see all sorts of amazing articles from people, like how much do you focus on competitors and how to pivot and networking authentically. Like this is all of them, right? This is all of them. But if you want to drill down even more, there are different links here for you. So for example, Business and Career Center inside the community. We have a Business and Career Center. It's called BCC. And so inside of this, you have sections on building your career, running a business, and personal development, right? Now you're seeing this because I'm an admin, so you don't see that. So anyway, these three buckets have their own link. So for example, if you're building your career, then you can click on this one, and now you have all of these links about all of these people who are talking about building your career. It's just amazing how much. And you can start a conversation in here. You can start a conversation about building your career right inside this area, and it'll be tagged correctly. So tagging is like a super important thing inside the community. So this is how you would do it. Now let's say that you are running your business. So this is more like, what are the tools? What are the things you're doing? Like, how do you do it? And these are all of those sources too, like how to automate your processes, how to outsource and delegate, all of these things. Again, I'm just so impressed at all of this content, you guys. And now here's the other one, which I think is a really important topic to a lot of social media managers, especially if they've been doing this for a while. They might be getting burnt out on the whole process, or maybe they're new and they're having a hard time really fixing their systems so that they're not working late, or they feel like they can't find the right kinds of clients and they're thinking about giving up. And you know who I'm talking to in this one. There's a great section on personal development in here, which is really, really, really good. And it says how to navigate imposter syndrome, which all of us, even all of us, go through, and setting boundaries, which is really important, especially when your clients are needy and they really want you to do all the things all the time, no matter what time it is. All of these things are really good for your mental health, and I think it's important that if this is something that you're going through, that we have resources for you. And so I think that's a really important thing. Then, this is the best part. There is a small business basics series. Everything you need to know to run a social media business. Look at this. I just want you to see all of this. This particular series here are tips for running your social media business. It's like that mission control post that I showed you earlier from the Instagram Reels month that we did. This is the same thing. These are all these incredible posts that'll help you run your social media business. And I know we're adding to this day after day. And the index is such a great idea when we have all of this content available for anyone here. So I wanted to make sure that you saw this. So these are the resource links for your business questions, right? So now I'm going to take a breath and yes, Christine is a content machine. She is. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee here for just a second. There's so much content in there that's so good. That's the thing. It's not just, filler noise content. It's really good content, you guys. So it's true. We need to send Christina a real crown for the content queen. So I am back here to the actual sort of current questions that are in the community, and I'm going to show you where they go, but I have to close those tabs. Don't want my brain trying to remember those tabs. So, how do you decide how big to grow your agency? So this is a question that comes up a lot. Like, how many clients can I have without going nuts, right? So, how many clients can I have before I have to outsource? How many clients do I have to have before I have to expand my team? This is a really important question that's asked, and we have a discussion going inside there, again from Christine. And the nice thing is this is a video where she interviewed Brian Kramer, Jonathan Jacobs, and his video answer is in there, but also the text information is there. Jason Swink and Alex Dumas. You might know these people, and this is their answer to how do you decide how big to grow your agency. What a great resource where you have all of these amazing people giving you advice and tips around this one question. The other question that I thought was very interesting, I wanted to present to you guys, is how much do you focus on competitors during the proposal process? Like, is this something you should use or what you should do? And again, Christine asked a bunch of very smart people what they would say. So Lee Goff and Mark Kylans from AirMeet, which we use for things. All sorts of people in here with amazing tips for you if you're working on proposals. And this one I thought was interesting for the new people. Like, how do you get experience without experience? It's sort of like, how do you apply for a job when you don't have the qualifications, but you're willing to learn? Or here's the catch. It's entry level, but you need experience for entry level these days. So that's really challenging to do. So this goes into great detail of what you can do to up your skills, even for those entry level jobs. And I don't know if you guys realize this, but we have a freaking awesome jobs board. This wasn't even on my slides, but I'm going there now. So these are the jobs, and there are so many incredible jobs listed here. So not everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. A lot of people just want to work in the industry and working for other companies, and that's awesome. If that's you, oh my gosh, there are so many things in here. Benefit Cosmetics needs a social media manager. That sounds like a good one. All sorts of, I mean, literally from all over. I'm not sure if a lot of these are remote working too, like this one's hybrid or remote. So this one looks great. Somebody should go get that one. Art Skills Incorporated. Like, these are awesome, you guys. So again, if you're thinking about upping your skill level, we have things available for you inside the academy that you can show that you have passed the quiz for that particular thing. That'll help you in getting those entry-level jobs. All right, so how do you kickstart your personal brand? Who wants to guess? Who wants to guess in the chat here? And I know Ruth will know the answer to this. Who wants to guess who wrote the article for how do you kickstart your personal brand? She is branded as a personal brand. And so there you go. This is from Christine. And this is really important for those of you. This is a summary of Christine's presentation at Kickstart Dublin, by the way, just recently, just a few months ago. And if you are building your business and also building your business as an influencer, then or just the face of your agency in a bigger way, I think going through all of this and looking at some of these things is very, very important to do. Getting over your blockages, defining who you are, what you do, and why people should care, and rocking it out. And so that sounds just like Christine. Yes, that sounds just like you. So anyway, I think that one's a very good question in terms of your business. And then we also have a whole bunch of practical things, like how do you onboard a new client? We have a lot of resources for you there too. And you can see they are all right in here, and you can go straight to them to input a new client and offboard a new client. And those are very practical questions. So I don't want you to think that it's all just very cerebral and thinking about things. There are some very practical things inside the community too. And those are the questions that get asked all the time. So I want you to make sure that you go to these 3 big sections. And so I did link them up here individually. So this is the, hang on, let's close the thing so I have room in my brain. This is all the things under building your career, and that's the link straight to there. This is all the links for running a business, and this is all the links for personal development. And I think that's really important to have all 3 of those available to you as you build your business as a social media manager. All right, so that's a lot of what was in here. So I'm going to see if there are any other questions from anybody, or maybe Ruth, if you have some questions that I can just answer on the fly, I am happy to do that. You know that. We have a little bit of time left, and I always run through these very quickly because I know your time is valuable. But I also know that I want to make sure that I am available to answer any questions that you might have. So if there are any questions from the people who are watching, that would be great. I'd love to answer them now. And if not, I am going to remind everyone that the slides are right there, and you can go to that link and find the slide deck with all the links. So it's the link to all the links to all the links. I want to say meta, but I don't kind of want to say meta, but it is, and there's a lot going along. Yes. So yes, this is really important. So let's talk about this. Because this is happening a lot. And Ruth said, I know it was linked, but talk more about when an ad account on Facebook gets shut down or you get locked out of Facebook. So there's like 3 different ways you can get locked out of Facebook. One way is your personal account. So for some reason, your personal account gets hacked or locked down and Facebook just closes it up. The other way is when an ad account gets closed, right? Now, the ad account getting closed is sometimes a little bit easier because you can go jump through a few hoops in terms of verifying that you've turned on FA, two-factor authorization, and that you send them official documents of who you are to verify who you are. So there are things that are built into the ads process now that make it a little bit easier to get that done. But sometimes you just have to just close it up and start over again, right? And lots of people have done lots of different things. So let's go to the presentation part of, and I'll go all now. Actually, this works better. I'll just get to it and then I will show it to you on screen. Okay. So on this particular, I'm going to go ahead and move you out of the way there, Ruth. So how can you fix a hacked account? So first of all, this is the Facebook link, the official Facebook link, that's where you're supposed to start, right? So you can go here and you can go through this process here. This is also I know some people have seen these are cloned accounts where they've stolen your images and they've set up a second account that looks like you, has your images, has your posts and things like that. But if you look at the username, it's always different from yours, right? So this is also where you would go if that happened to you, where somebody cloned your account. So you would click that one right there. So this is where you would start on Facebook if you need to do that. But the other thing is inside our community, there are lots of different things. And I'm going to go back down to here where Fiona talks about this, right? And then it also talks about that it's very important to always have a second admin and also a business admin for the page. And so that's like so important. So if you go right here, you will find some great information to get started. And then honestly, a lot of people have different situations with their accounts being compromised or hacked or closed down, or they've been waiting for 3 months to get word back from Facebook about certain things. So whatever is your personal experience with this, then you can come in the community and we can tag people who will have answers for you to help you take it the next step. So I think that's really important to understand that we're there for you no matter what your situation is. So, and then of course you have this particular help section on Facebook where they can go into more information. There are steps you can take to unlock your account. Okay, so if this happens to you, because literally they tend to do this like when you're sleeping, right? So you wake up in the morning and you have no access to anything on Facebook, right? So that's where you should just kind of find this link right here and then just make sure that you can access it if you're not logged in or with somebody else's account so that you can unlock your account. And if you go here, it goes right here. I think it's really important, even before you get hacked, to at least know where to go if you get hacked or if your account gets shut down. Okay, so hopefully that helps. Did that help, Ruth? Did that help? I know it's a very important topic and it seems to be happening more and more. And it's very sad, some of these situations where people have been waiting for a really long time. But Facebook knows that this is a problem and they have developed staff and situations and links and things to help support you with that. Are there any other questions or anything you want me to cover, Ruth? I'm happy to go into anything. Lots of talking today. So I just want to remind everyone that no matter where you watch today, whether it's Facebook or in LinkedIn in that cover spot, which is super cool, or if you're seeing things on YouTube or any other place, we really appreciate your attention to liking and commenting and joining in on the conversation. That's what community is all about, and that's what we're trying to develop here is a community for social media managers. It's definitely fulfilling a dream of mine that I've had for 10 years, and I'm very excited about all the technology and the new things and the way things are being developed. So I hope you join me over in the community. One last time, I'm going to put up the little ticker because that's kind of fun to show a little ticker down there. And the conversation is being held there. I'm happy to answer any questions or give you any other links that you might want to follow. You might be linked out. I don't know. With a lot of links today. Yeah, like I said, it was a doozy of a link presentation, but I'm really happy and I'm very glad I got to do a deeper dive inside the community and find all those things that even I didn't know about. So thank you very much for joining me, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I am happy to answer any questions. And oh no, wait a second. Breaking news. She just got a notification that they're implementing a ban on new political ads. Yep. Everybody's doing that. There's like this kind of buffer period before the elections where they're banning ads. So nothing is being no shenanigans right before the election. So, and that's on most social sites, or a lot of them are doing that. So if you have a political client, hopefully you got your political ads done and you have a different strategy than running ads right now, because they're not going to happen. Alrighty. Okay, great. Well, anyway, I'm happy to answer any questions back in the community, and you guys have a great rest of your day, and thank you for joining. Bye.